YouTube, welcome to part 3 of how to make a dubstep song from scratch. I did a tiny bit of work to the song that I didn't record, and the work that I did was I just changed the melody a little bit of the song. So the first part is essentially the same, but I changed this C, or this B, sorry, to an F. So the second one here was an F, was a B as well. So I changed that to an F to give it a little variety. I changed the drums a tiny bit. I got rid of this little accent kick here, and that's pretty much it. The drums are the same. Yeah. So that's all that I added, and I didn't loop the noise again over here, so I have the little noise chunks, the first 4 bars, and then the second section, the last 2. But listening to it again, I want to change this synth because it sounds a little annoying to me, so I'm gonna figure out something better. Alright, so let's find something that sounds cool. Sounds kind of cool. So something that I might do with this synth is I might turn the attack up so it's a little bit more of a swell. And the attack is basically how long the sound takes to build up to the full volume. So if you make a long attack, you can hear sort of like a little bit of a swell type sound. Make the release longer too. Actually, we should make the sustain the full. Yeah. That's cool. Okay, so what I did just there is I opened the cutoff, and the cutoff basically it determines what frequencies are allowed through. So right here, see the LO, that's for low pass filter, and if you put the cutoff all the way at 0, that means it lets only the lowest frequencies through. And then the more you open up the cutoff, the more frequencies are let through. So picture a like literally like a floodgate. If you keep the 2 walls like really close together, only a little bit of water will get through. But as you open it more and more and more and more, so the more water that gets through is all the high frequencies, all the middle, all the mids, and all that kind of stuff. So the more you open it, you can hear that more of the highs and mids get through. So I'm gonna leave the cutoff around 3/4 of the way, or 2/3, I guess. And let's see. Okay. Alright, so if you want to copy down the melody that I have here, you can. Here it is. I might change it again later, just because there's something here that's a little off to me. So, yeah, I might change that later. Now that I hear it again, I feel like I should loop the noise sweeps. Oh yeah, I remember another edit I made. I added a kick here. See, on bar 2 there isn't a kick. Respectively on bar 6 there is one here, so that's another edit that I made. So let's see. Let's add an intro to this song. Let me see what notes I'm working with. So C and B and F. C and B and F. Alright, so I have C and B and E. Let's see what I can do with that. Alright, so what I did just there is I realized that this was just a loop, so the notes didn't match up. So I just copied and pasted the right notes. And this needs to be in E as well. Alright, so let's see. For an intro, I think I'm gonna, well, what I'll do is I'll select all, do Command A, and then I'll move this over, I guess, 2 of itself. And for an intro, I'll keep things simple. I'll have, and then take the reverse snares and just line them up. So hold Option, click and drag to copy pieces of audio or regions over. Like you can do the same with this. You can tell that it's going to copy because of the little plus on the hand. And then you let go of your mouse and then it copies over. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a reverb bus. So what I have is I have all the drums going to the same bus. I'll have them respectively going to their own buses first. So now what I'm going to set up my first reverb bus, and then I want that to be on the snare. So I go to Sends, I go to Bus, and then I usually group each section of things by a new set of 10. So drums will be 9 and under. Maybe bass will be 20 and under, or 19 and under, and then other stuff will be 20 and under. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do bus 20 as my standard big reverb, and I'll start out with an EQ, and I'll cut to 400 and down, and then we'll go to Reverb Space Designer. And for this one I won't just use the default setting because that's what I've been doing before. So I'll find a large space, and one that I usually like to use is Ancient Church Plus. It's a really nice sounding reverb. And then you put the wet mix all the way up and the dry all the way to 0, so that you can control the reverb amount just with this slider instead of having to do it within the plugin. So you hold Option and then you click to send Unity Gain, and Unity Gain just sends the exact amount that you have set here. And then you start out with the slider at 0, and then you just see what sounds good. So what we can do is we can bring the cymbals over as well. Or we can simplify that too. So what I'm doing now is I'm making a slower sounding groove so that when the drop comes it'll have a little bit more faster feel, even though it's it's gonna be the exact same tempo. It'll just have a little bit faster feel because of the change in drums. Now let's copy over the synths. And I think for this, for bass, I'll have a just straight maybe sine wave or like a rumbling type lower register bass. And for that, I will use the ES2. So here I have a sine wave patch set up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of a Alright, so I just have a sine wave patch here, and if you want me to elaborate and show you guys how to make this, I can in the next part, but what I just added is added a sawtooth wave to the sine wave to give it a little bit of grit. And I'm going to add a cutoff modulation by going from here to cutoff and then setting it to LFO2. Alright, I need to open up this a little bit more. Alright, so let's see how this sounds. Copy over the bass patch, or the bass line. And then since they're an octave too high, I'll select all of them and pitch them down. Alright, so here's the bass line that I have. I had the 8th note LFO cutoff in the, or cutoff modulation, and the LFO was 1/8 notes. And or 8th notes, and what I did is I just have it like sort of an offbeat kind of accent thing. Here's it with the metronome. So that's what I'm working with, and this is sort of like the intro type thing. And what I'm gonna do is have a build into a drop here, so it'll be but with sort of like a simple kind of like maybe a square wave or like a sawtooth wave going right into this part. Alright, so this is, I think, it for part 3. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I think I'm going to start having a question of the video instead of question of the day, because I obviously don't do these every day. I'll have a question of the video, and today's will be, do you want the drum samples? Because I can get the page set up on my website for you. If you guys to grab, or I can do MediaFire, whatever you want. I can hook you up with these drum samples. So let me know. Question of the video: do you want the drum samples? I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying following along with these tutorials. I hope you guys really like them. If you have anything you want me to explain, I'd be more than happy to do it in the next video. If there's something that you didn't really follow along with 100% or something you want me to elaborate on, let me know, and I can elaborate for you. So yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 4, and Happy New Year.